Hello everyone. So for this session, I will giving you a lecture on week 9 slides, which is about competitive advantage and information system. So first of all, we will look at the learning outcomes for the week 9 slides. First outcome is you will learn about the strategic use of information system for competitive advantage, and second, apply knowledge of management information systems in real-world problem solving. So these topics covered include competitive advantage and Porter's 5 forces. So at the beginning, what you have to understand is the meaning of competitive advantage. So competitive advantage comes from anything that gives a firm or a company a lead over its rival, helping the company to attract more customers and increase its market share. In other words, competitive advantage is a situation where the company or any firms can compete with its rivals or with other firms. For example, with the competitive advantage, the customer more attract to their firm or their company that sell the same product with other company. For example, here we have let's take example of electrical shop. So in Soha there are multiple shops that sell electrical appliances, but why Extra attract more customers than other shop? So in this case, we can say that Extra has a competitive advantage compared with other shop. So we take a competitive advantage in the short forms such as CA. So CA can be gained through the development and application of innovative information system. In other words, that to achieve the competitive advantage for any firm, the firm should apply some innovative information systems in their business processes. Okay, so how the firm can gain the competitive advantage? So it can be derived from a number of activities, including performance, by creating products that deliver improved performance when compared to competitors' products. For example, Apple. So we can do a comparison between Apple and Huawei, for example. If we measure performance, then we can say that Apple has a better performance than Huawei as a smartphone. Price. So meaning that another way to achieve competitive advantage is by charging less price than competitors for a quality product. Example, Walmart, a largest retailer in US with 10,500 stores in 24 countries, can offer a less price compared to their other competitors. And another way how the firm can achieve the competitive advantage is through customer and supplier relationship. For example, in this case, you can see UPS, okay, which a transportation company. They can serve the customers and suppliers in a very faster time, and also they can respond to the customers and suppliers in real time. So this is about a good relationship with the customer and suppliers. Okay, so we can summarize that there are three methods, okay, to achieve the competitive advantage for any firm. First, okay, by offer a less price than other competitors. Okay. Second, by create a good relationship with the customers and suppliers. And third, the product that the firm sell must have a good performance and a good quality. Okay, so how information system can create a competitive advantage? How information can support the competitive advantage for firm? So we go to the basics about the strategies. Okay, so the strategies for the organization, the strategies is to enhance or to attract the customers, to earn the market share, to make profits and help the organization grow. So information system can help the organization to create or to achieve these strategies. So information system have the potential to transform the individual companies or the entire industries to achieve the competitive advantage. They have to exploit opportunities through innovative application of information system. Okay, now we look at some models. Okay, that is actually very famous about to achieve competitive advantage. The name of the model, we call it as Porter's competitive forces model. It was introduced in 1980s by Michael Porter. So this framework is used to identify forces that influence industry competition and explain the differences in profitability across industries. So in a Porter's competitive force model is used in information system strategy to identify factors that influence competition and rivalry within an industry. So this model helps to explain differences in profitability across industries. For example, why some companies are more profitable than others. So this model gives the answer of how and what are the factors, okay, that make companies more competitive advantage, okay, compared to other organization or firm. So process model provides a general view of a company its competitors, and their shared environment. So in the Porter 5 forces model, you can see that there are 5 forces. First is traditional competition. 2 is a threat of new entrants. Threat of new entrants. Threat of substitutes. Okay. Power of buyers. Okay. Bargaining power of buyers here, and bargaining power of supplies. So there are 5 forces in Porter's competitive forces model. So in a first component, which is a traditional competition, it said that all firms share a market space with their competitors, and they are continuously creating a new product, identifying the new services, investigating organizational efficiencies in their business processes, and looking at methods to increase switching costs for the customers. So these forces helped the firm to achieve their competitive advantage. So if rivalry or competition in the market is high, then the industry will become less profitable. Therefore, using the information systems such as the internet will widen the geographic market, increasing the number of competitors and reducing differences among the competitors, making it more difficult to sustain the operational advantages. Okay, now we look at the example. High rivalry. So high competition between the firm is in a smartphone industry, but low competition or rivalry is between utilities industry company. Okay, I think everyone can understand why it said that here. It said that smartphone industry is in a high rivalry or high competition. But for the low rivalry, why utilities industry become a low rivalry? Why we can claim that it is in a low competition? Because in any country, utilities company is a public company. It's managed by the government. For example, the water, electrical is the example of utilities. So usually the government will take in charge this industry. So it's a low competition. No one will compete with the government. Okay, so here we can find out that there is external factors affecting competition. First is number of firms in the market, number of firms that have the same product and have the same services. The aggressiveness of firms, meaning that maybe they compete with the price, or there is an aggressive marketing of the products. So we categorize it under aggressiveness of firms. Differentiation of products, meaning that the similarity of the products. Okay, so the company have to think about how to make it different from other products, even though it's a similar product. And switching costs, the cost of moving from one supplier to another. So here we have an example of traditional competition. So we take Uber, okay, a car rental company, okay, as an example. Competition rivalry is strong in Uber's market because it's not dominant in a global company. There are another strong local players that can be competitors for the Uber, such as Ola in India, Didi in China, and Lyft in USA. I think here in Oman you have I'm not sure what's yeah, taxi. So it can be a strong local players in Oman. So this make Uber in a weak position. So in some country, Uber is not popular, but the strong local players are more popular for people to use their services. Uber must take competition seriously, so they need to control prices and speed of growth. So to overcome this, Uber is expanding into other areas. So they just not offer services for a car rental, but also freight, food delivery, self-driving cars, and extra. So they expand their services into other areas. So in summary, rivalry is high for Uber because a growing number of firms and alternatives. Competitors have similar costs and pricing, low switching costs, and competitors offer similar service. So Uber is in the position of they have uh, to compete in a high environment of competition. Okay, threats of new entrants. New entrants are companies that move into an existing market. They may be new or existing companies changing strategy or focus. So traditional competitors want to try and keep newcomers out of their market. Some industries have high barriers to entry. For example, company chip manufacturers like Intel and AMD. So the cost of acquiring the expertise and equipment to compete in the market are very high. Because you know that the manufacturing of computer chips, it is in the very competitive environment, and to acquire, okay, to acquire the expertise and also to buy the equipment, they have to compete with other company. But now the internet reduces barriers to entry. It removes the need for a sales team or physical high street presence, meaning that they can sell online. So there's no need of a physical building because now we have e-commerce as an alternative for selling. So it also provides strategy for driving businesses that simplify tasks and improve the business processes. Here we have an example. For the high entry barriers is aerospace industry, but lower entry barriers is food and beverage industry. So to become a new entrant it's not easy for the aerospace industry because this type of company needs a very high investment, okay, to be a new entrance in a in a business environment, but to be a new entrance for food and beverage industry, which I think it will not take too much investment, because you can for the food and beverage industry, sometimes you do not have to have a restaurant. You can just selling foods using the kiosk, okay, or you can make it as homemade homemade selling and deliver to the customers. So external factors affecting the trend of new entrants, such as the switching cost or ease of moving from one supplier to another. So this will be the factors, because when you change or you move from one supplier to another, there will be some switching costs. Then, uh, uh, a capital cost requirement, okay, cost of land, buildings, equipment, and extra. So the company have to invest in this type of costs. Then we also have a cost of brand in development. So there's a need a cost for advertisement, for marketing, okay, for social media and etc. And also the capacity of new entrants, volume of product the competitors can manufacture. So they also have to consider about the uh, what what are the volume of products that they will manufacture, and they have to compete this with the other competitors. Okay, so we still use Uber as an example for threat of new entrants. Okay, okay, barriers to entry are low in Uber's marketplace. So it's easy to develop mobile application, but hard to scale application to compete there globally. A new entrants need to achieve critical mass drivers and users. They have to find, because it's a global market for Uber. So this application need to recruit the drivers. Okay, for the Uber, they have to find the drivers that will use their application. Okay, Uber spends billions on branding and generating demands. For marketing, they spend a lot, because it's a global application used for many countries. So the customer acquisition costs are very high. It makes the customer acquisition costs are very high, because they have spent for branding, for advertisement, for people around in worldwide knows about their application. Okay, companies will not look to compete globally with Uber. It will compete on local basis, and this is may weaken Uber's strength enough to capture market share. So because Uber application is used in many countries, then at the same time they have to compete with the local player. So this will make Uber have difficult to capture the local market share. So in summary, threat of new entrants is medium to high. So Uber has a strong brand identity and a first mover advantage. So you know that Uber is a pioneer in a car rental company. So this gives them some advantages, okay? Because people mostly Uber is well known for many people. Okay, threat of substitution. So first of all, you have to understand about the definition or how we define substitution. Okay, substitution occurs when one traditional product is replaced by a new, perceivably better or cheaper products. So some technology-related substitutes that customers might change to if a supplier price become too high include the following example. So here, this is the example. The VoIP technology or the landline calls, meaning that this is where it is very famous 20 years ago. You have a phone at home using the landline telecommunication, or we call it as VoIP. But then now we have Netflix with around 247 million users, and we also have Disney channel with 150 million users, and also the satellite television. So the internet allows new substitutes to emerge with new approaches to meeting needs and performing function in an online environment. So this is the threat of substitution. Who will substitute? Maybe the old company will be substituted with the new company. So this has happened to to the telecommunication line which use landline calls. Okay, now it's substituted by the 4Gs, 5Gs from your smartphone. Okay, so example, high substitution threat is streaming services. So you can see here Prime Video, Hulu, iPlayer, Disney, YouTube, TV Plus, HBO, Paramount, and Netflix. Now I think Netflix become the most popular for streaming services, and I think some of the streaming services now is left behind, okay, in terms of the subscription, because now many people, okay, choose Netflix for the streaming services. And for the low substitution threat, we can give an example of prescription medication in pharmacy. So there's this type of services which deal with the prescription of medical medication is something that there's no situation that it will be substitute, because medication is something that people will rely on when they have some sickness. So it will not substitute with other way of business. which similar with pharmacy. So that is why we can categorize it under low substitution threat. And then for the threat of substitution, there are several external factors affecting the substitution. For example, substitute availability. How easy it is to find a replacement. Second is switching costs. Cost or ease of moving from supplier to another. Third is performance cost ratio of substitute. It is a refer the cost of an item against its effectiveness. Generally, a lower cost performance ratio is better. And the buyer propensity to substitute. It is about the willingness of the customer. So this is about the displacement from old to the new company. So any company that can attract and provided more value to the customer, then they can win on this situation. So this is happened to the Netflix. Okay, so now we look at the example of Uber as a case study for threat of substitution. Uber threat of substitute is high. Competitors are the car sharing companies. Okay, car rental companies. Zip car, self-driving cars, which is will be a potential long-term substitute. Public transport, working from home, regular taxis, and etc. are the competitors for Uber. So alternatives Uber have alternatives have a different focus. For example, not direct competition with Uber, but as switching costs are low, they are a threat. Yeah, even though it's not direct competition with Uber, the public transport, for example, or the self-driving cars or the regular taxis, but there is some threat based on the switching costs, because they can offer more lower prices for the services compared to Uber. So in summary, threat of substitution is high for Uber because it's a low switching costs. Substitutes are available and all offer a similar service, and Uber will therefore have to compete on the price that they offer to the customers. Now, 4. It is about a power of buyers or customers increase when there's a lot of choice in the market, which happens when there are many suppliers offering the similar products. In this case, we take an example of fruits and vegetables. So there are a lot of choice on the fruits and vegetables. So the internet provides global price product information to buyers, which increase buyer choice and therefore increase buyer power. So with internet, now the customer can have more knowledge about the price and the product. So therefore, this situation make an increasing of the buyer power or power of buyers. So example, the high buyer power is in retail industry. So I think if you look around you in Sohar, you can see a lot of retail shop everywhere. So the customer have more choices, okay, for buying, because there are a lot of similar shop, okay, selling retails, selling retail products. But we can see that it's a low buyer power in pharmaceutical industry, which is referred to the pharmacy. Okay, pharmacy. Because it is very specific. They sell medicine. So not everyone can sell medicine, because to open this type of shop, they need a license of the pharmaceutical, and that is why there's not many pharmacy um, outlets in any area, because it's specific and need some um, license to open the premise or the outlet. So external factors that affecting the power of buyers based on switching costs, costs or ease of moving from supplier to another. Okay, so they can switching costs, meaning that when you open a retail shop, for example, you can choose many suppliers that will supply the products in to your retail shop. So this will affect the power of buyers. And then we have a number of providers, which refer to the number of companies selling a product. Number of buyers refer to the number of potential customers for a product. Availability of substitutes, how easy it is to change from one product for another product, because they are one product, they have many brands, so it's easy, it's available for the customer to change the brand of the product that they will, maybe they will buy now, and in future they will change to another product. And then the last external factors is bioinformation of products. How much product information is available. So more knowledge or more information in the products will attract the customers. Okay, so this will affect the power of buyers. And then, yeah, as a case study, we will take over, for the power of buyers. So for Uber, power of buyers is high. Customer can choose to take bus or regular taxi or any other company that have a similar services such as Uber. And switching costs are low because alternative providers are available. Customer who know Uber will know the alternatives. Okay, they not only know about Uber, they maybe find out another company that have the same and provide the same services as Uber. So that is why the switching costs are low. So it's easy for the customer to change the company that they prefer. Okay, price plays a big role. It's just a little differentiation between Ubers and all the alternatives. So they are competing on the price, but also on the uniqueness and ease of use of their application. So in summary, the power of buyers is high in if we relate it to Uber as a case study, because there are many substitutes available and the switching costs are low. 5. A power of suppliers. Now we look at the powers of suppliers, such as the manufacturers and retailers, is high when there is limited choice available. So when this is true, they can charge more for a limited supply of goods and services. For example, in COVID-19 scenario, the supply of face masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer. So during the COVID-19, this is very critical because people will look at and will buy face masks, glove, and hand sanitizer because it is the needs of the way how we prevent ourselves from uh, COVID-19. So to increase the power companies often create switching costs for customers, making it difficult or expensive for customers to change to a competitor's product. So in the case of COVID-19, there's the powers of suppliers because uh, yeah, just there's a limited choice for the customer. So the internet increased the power of suppliers by reducing barriers of entry to new markets, removing intermediaries. For example, in the case of tourism, okay, travel agents when an airline sell tickets directly online. So in this case, meaning that travel agents now being removed because the airlines will deal directly with the customers because the customers can buy the ticket online without through the travel agents. So here the example of how supplier power uh, it, it can relate with the rare mineral extraction because you know the rare mineral extraction is something very unique and not many supplier can supply this type of rare mineral, so it become a high supply power. But for the low supply power, we can relate it into software development because there are a lot many of application software that people can choose and people can buy. So examples here, you can see that Microsoft. Microsoft is a example of high supplier power. Microsoft PC assemblers are afraid of losing customer if they do not install Windows. So Microsoft can then demand a higher price for each product. So I think every PC now need Windows under the Microsoft as a supplier. That is why Microsoft become a number a top supplier for the PC operating system. So they can demand a higher price for its products. But in the case of low supplier power, we can look at the example such as Walmart. Walmart supplies have low power as Walmart buy in bulk globally. So the supplier for the Walmart do not have a high power because Walmart buy in bulk. They buy because they have 100,000, no, 200, yeah, they have a lot of branches and then they buy in bulk, and it's not based in one country because Walmart have branches in other countries as well. So there are a lot of suppliers for Walmart. That why for the case of Walmart is it can categorize under low supplier power. Okay, external factors affecting the power of suppliers. First is the number of suppliers, number of companies selling the product. And then we have forward and vertical integration of suppliers. Forward integration meaning that the companies control the direct distribution of the product. For example, the Cisco B2B business model. Then we have vertical integration. A company owns or controls two or more components in its supply chain. Suppliers, distributors, or retailers, for example, Tesla and Apple, because they have, yeah, in this case, why it called as vertical integration, because uh, they control supply chain. Okay, Tesla and Apple, this company, they control the supply chains. They become suppliers, and at the same time they become distributors, and also they have a retailer shop that uh, sell their products. Okay, then availability of supplier, ratio of firms to suppliers. Okay, now in terms of Uber as a case study, when we look at the power of suppliers factors, Uber have a power of suppliers. Power of suppliers for Uber is currently weak because some Uber drivers work for competitors. They also work with other company. Okay, not just they work with Uber, but they also maybe they have they make their car as also as a taxi, and at the same time they also subscribe with Uber application. Hourly wage is similar, so no bargaining powers for drivers. Uber has the largest market share because they are a global. They use or they operate in a global, but in some situation it offer drivers so that because it's well known worldwide, it offer drivers more customer, less waiting time, and it is difficult for drivers to switch. So it's easy to join Uber, a competitor as a driver. Low barriers to entry make it easy for new drivers to enter the market using the power of drivers. Uber has control over both forward and vertical integration. So controlling the suppliers, which is drivers, and the customer, the riders, lowers the power of suppliers. So Uber has less control because the drivers and the riders have a lower have lowered the power of suppliers. So in summary, the power of suppliers is low for Uber because there are many competing suppliers, therefore drivers have low impact on cost, and Uber controls access to the suppliers and buyers. Okay, now we look at the internet and the competitive advantage. So the internet, of course, has transformed and threatened industries. For example, the travel agency, the printed encyclopedia, and media. Okay, why travel agency have been threatened by the internet? Because now people can browse the website for any travel agency. Okay, they can directly, for example, to buy a flight ticket. They don't have to go to the travel agency website because now the airlines can directly sell the ticket without through the travel agent. For the printed encyclopedia, now we have ebooks. So there's not for printing or hard copy because the customer can use, for example, Google Maps application that have more um, accurate information about the location, um, about any information that available and need for the customers. So competitive forces still at work, but rivalry is more intense as there is now more competition. Yeah, because there are a lot of people selling products through the internet, and it increased the competition uh, among the firms or organizations. So individual standards allow new rivals more enters to a market. So it's happened in the products such as USB, HDMI. Yeah, this is related with any electrical equipment or devices. So there's a new opportunities for building brands and customer loyalty. But if any firm or organization have some innovation, then they can create a new opportunities to building a new brand or to attract a customer loyalty. Okay, to develop the customer loyalty based on the innovation from the internet. So there's a new way of maybe they can create a new way of business model through the internet. Okay, that's all for the slides. If you have any problems to understand, you can directly ask me. Uh, I hope you enjoy the presentation, even though it took almost 1 hour to finish all 37 slides. Okay, so bye everyone.